So, for some Nintendo fan, you're worried that, excuse me, that Nintendo teaming up with DNA to go mobile games, say, is that a death nail to the console? Well, not necessarily, because in that same basically event, Grandpa Iwata did announce also that they are already working on the next Nintendo quote unquote hardware. And the reason I say hardware because a lot of people don't know it's either going to be a console or a handheld, or for the first time, it's a fusion of both, a mobile console. We don't know. All it is that we know the name is called Project NX. And the reason why he said that, excuse me, the reason why he said that was to ease the nervousness of the fans saying, oh my god, so you're going mobile? That's like you're done with the console? No, no, no. They're still doing dedicated console. So, again, so to all the Nintendo fans, don't worry about it. They have a next hardware on the line. Remember, Iwata also said the same thing. I did a podcast response to Social League podcast about what they should do in their next Nintendo machine. So basically, they are still doing dedicated machine. So with that, what are my thoughts on Project NX? Well, first of all, like in every console they do, they always give in a code name to the console. Let's just say the console right now. I can't remember also if they did it with the portable. I think they did some. I'm not really a Nintendo historian, but I'll try my best to explain this. They give them a code name, and each of the code name does represent what the console or the handheld is. That's the reason why they have those weird names. So I'm gonna try to explain why they gave those names and what the console or the portable came to be. So first of all, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES. From what I heard, I think people call it Project Super Nintendo because it was the next level for the NES, Super Nintendo, 16-bit graphics. So it kind of straightforward there. That's why Project Super Nintendo. And then for the N64, I think people call it Project Reality. I think that's what they call it. And the reason why it's called Project Reality is it's becoming 3D. You know, reality, like, oh, so reality now is 3D reality. That's why Project Reality, for the first time, Nintendo's going in 3D. Of course, it showed with Super Mario 64 pretty good, Star Fox 64, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, pretty good. I played them, and I played their better version. But again, there you have it. That's why it's Project Reality. And then came with the GameCube, they call it Project Dolphin. That one I'm not really sure why Dolphin. I know because it's small like a lunch pail, but that wasn't it. It could be the connectivity because there was the first time they do connectivity with the GBA. Maybe Super Mario Sunshine. That's why Dolphin. Or I was thinking about Blue Ocean Strategy, but that wasn't really Blue Ocean Strategy, so I wasn't really sure why Dolphin was named there. I think because it's like it's easy to carry around. It's small like a lunch pail, and that you don't need this robust hardware as long as the game is good quality. And remember, the GameCube is more powerful than the PS2, and it's smaller. So I guess that's what Project Dolphin is. And then for Nintendo DS, I think they call it Project DS, which at the time they call it Dual Screen. And if people know the story, is it was supposed to be the next Game Boy Advance because Iwata had this weird three-pillar thing, which is basically hard console, portable, and then I guess DS is dual screen. There was also rumor that Virtual Boy was supposed to be the third pillar at one point, like Game Boy Color, N64, and the Virtual Boy. But of course, you know what happened to the Virtual Boy? It failed miserably. So, but anyway, they call it Project DS because it's dual screen. That became the next portable system. And then Project Revolution is the Wii because it revolutionized what video game once again, or it revolutionized how to play game with a casual, which is motion control. That's what the Wii did, and that's the beginning of the blue ocean strategy. Like, rather compete with the other competition, let's go to the left field and do our own thing. And it did work for a while, but the reason why people keep saying it's an anomaly in the fluke, because they couldn't duplicate it with the Wii U, which is the Wii U. They call it Project Cafe because it has that big tablet. And normally, what do you do when you go to a cafe? Starbucks, Border, or excuse me, Barnes and Noble, Borders is closed. But any bookstore with a cafe section, you bring a tablet and you read. That's why Project Cafe. That not only you can play games with it, you can also play game on the tablet or watch TV and surf the net, watch Hulu, Netflix, you name it. That's what Project Cafe is. And of course, Project Cafe is the Wii U, and of course, you know the story is. So that's why a lot of times those are the project name. And I don't know the project name for 3DS. Maybe it's Project Free Glasses 3DS. I don't know. All well, I mean, again, it's a good system, glasses free, 3D gaming. But again, people are not gonna care if the price is too high. You just gotta keep that in mind. So the next one is Project NX. So my assumption here, my guess, and a lot of people are probably gonna same as the other people is, it could be like I said, it's a crossover hybrid of console and hard and portable in one, or cross meaning to unify all what people wanted. Your games on the list, your system on the list. Again, for the first time, it's a console that's also portable. You can move it around. That's probably NX. I'm assuming network cross or network crossover. I don't know. I'm just guessing it because none of us, any gamers, unfortunately, we're not going to know about this. Excuse the word we, but people are not going to know about this until 2016, unless they do mention it in 2015, which is again not a good idea, because if you do release it in 2016, you basically just said the Wii U was a pure failure and we gotta move on. It showed that you didn't have a confidence with the Wii U. What makes the people think that the Project NX gonna be any different again? So if they do release at least November of 2017, at least you have that 5-year thing, at least, because that's to be exact, console should at least be 5 to 10 years, but mostly 5 years. There you go. Again, just saying. I kind of feel like that's really close, but 5 years, yeah. I guess I don't know. Maybe it just went so fast because now it's like 2015. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's still too fast right now. I think it's still too fast, but whatever. So basically, those are the project names. So what I think about NX, well, I think it's a good again that they are going back, that they are going to still do dedicated console or hardware. That's fine, but kind of like what my podcast response with Social Link Podcast. Enough with the gimmick. Got rid of the gimmick. What makes it sometimes people get agitated is you adding this gimmick and the price is so high. Kind of like the Wii U gamepad. It, in my opinion, nothing personal, it's unnecessary. So that was, I'm sorry to say. I mean, good it may be. That's why the Wii U is too expensive and people are complaining. So no gimmick, no motion control, no second screen experience, no touch screen. Just go back to basic. Get a good controller like the GameCube controller. Make it a 2.0 version in a good system. That's one. Two, like I said, they're doing it now with. That's what they're teaming up with DNA. A robust Nintendo account. I think they will do that. Finally, games will be locked to your account rather than a console. Awesome. 3. Trophy/achievement. I don't know how many times I keep saying this. You need those. It is not it may be a gimmick, but the fact is it's now becoming an industry standard to have some sort of a system-based reward, even if it's just for show. Trophies and achievement. I know Nintendo basically not a fan of it. Miyamoto basically admit he's not a fan of it. He doesn't like some sort of carrot that, oh well, I got this trophy, yippee. But people like it. That's why they get attracted to some games, even the bad games, because they want. Some people want to buy. They buy bad games because they build up their trophy. They don't care what game it is, as long as they build up their trophies. And Nintendo had a chance with the Wii U, but they didn't. Oh, you can make your own accomplishment with with Miiverse. So I make my own accomplishment. Well, whoopee. I mean, to some extent, they're already doing some in-game achievements, such as in Hyrule Warrior with the medal, Smash Brother. You unlock stuff when you do certain things. That's good, but making a system base, you gotta compete it with Sony and Microsoft. All right, trophies slash achievement. You gotta put that on the Nintendo console. Call it accomplishment. That's being your biggest thing. Accomplishment on the Miiverse. Accomplishment on Street Pass. So make that a big thing and make that a system-based achievement slash trophies. People like it. That's the reason why people buy third-party games on those other consoles to some extent, because people buy trophies. And for a lot of those die-hard Nintendo fans, I'm sorry that you don't agree with the mobile, but they gotta make money. And so by going to the red ocean strategy, now they're just doing the same thing as the other. What's the point of Nintendo? They gotta compete. They gotta make money. Look at what happened to the blue ocean strategy. It did not work. So again, they gotta do what their other competition. Sometimes not doing your own thing, just copying what the other does, it helps. So again, thank goodness that Nintendo is going back to the red ocean strategy ever since the NES, Super Nintendo, and GameCube and N64 as well. Oh man, when the Wii came, I'm like, oh my gosh, blue ocean strategy, really? And then they sort of trying to do it with the Wii U. That didn't really work. So red ocean. I think that's the only right course of action for Nintendo now is just go red ocean strategy. So again, no gimmicks, just pure gameplay. Make it advanced, evolve it. Put in a system-based trophies. Make download lists easy for people to understand. No more weird stuff like how to transfer stuff. That's another problem, especially in the portable one. You want to transfer your stuff from your old one to the new one, you got to do some weird 7-9 step how to transfer your data. I done it with my DS to the 3DS, and that was, or the 3DS to the 3DS XL, yeah, that was just weird. That was just, I'm sorry to say, just weird. And now you're going to do the same thing from the 3DS to the new 3DS? Oh boy. Heck, that was even the problem from the Wii to the Wii U. Lucky thing, I just followed the direction and it worked. Because you make it so convoluted. My goodness. So again, I think it's good they're still doing like a dedicated gaming system. It just has to be friendly use. Again, don't make no gimmick. Just pure gameplay like the GameCube. Add in accomplishment. Improve that like a trophy slash achievement system. Another one is make your console as powerful as the PS4 and the Xbox One. Excuse me. You gotta make that powerful. Don't go again last year's technology what you did with the Wii and the Wii U. You made a mistake because you thought people don't care about technology. Wrong. I'm a tech nerd. I like technology. Of course, I'm gonna basically go where the new technology is. So that's gonna hint there. Again, make it power, or even at least if you could make it a bit better than the PS4 in power. So, and also make it easy to your third-party developers to develop the game. Remember what Alex said about how Nintendo's being jerked to third-party, and then the reason why he knows it to some extent, because remember, Alex was he used to work for video game. He was a let's just say he was part of a video game design. He was a producer at Never Software. He said it. You just have to listen to his Some with Social Link podcast. And one of his friends used to work at Level 5. Can't say the name. Sorry. But there was a story. They were asking about Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright. And there was a video about that. Basically, Alex basically telling a story that Level 5 wanna release, like, I think 2013, at least November of 2013, and they told them, all right, if you're gonna release this game, you're on your own. Find a publisher, because we're not gonna publish the game, which is Nintendo, because they had Zelda, a link of two worlds. They were focused on that one, so they said, wow. Then later on, they asked again at February and March, because they felt like that was the right time to release a game. They said it again. Sorry, we have games you have published yourself. Find yourself a publisher. And until finally August of 2014, they said, okay, we have no game. We're ready to publish the game. That's why it took so long. That's basically how Nintendo basically rules when it comes to games. That they'll publish a game from other company, but it won't be a priority. It'll be first Mario game, Zelda game, Pokemon first. That's just how it is. And that's why I keep saying that third party, don't be jerks to third party, because there's been a lot of history about it. Like I said, from the Iron Fist of you can only make 5 games per year for the Super Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo, and to Medium basically designing their console based on their vision rather than trying to ask third party, like, what do you want to see in the console to make it easy for you guys to develop. And they said, well, we're going to go with cartridges. Well, they said, well, we're moving to Sony. And then, oh, well, we're finding a disc. Well, what is this thing? Why is it so small? Oh, we're going to cut costs. Okay, we're going to the PS2. And etc., etc. That's the thing. So, again, you got the problem with Nintendo is that they have this arrogant that says, oh, well, because if it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be Nintendo, there wouldn't be video game. Again, people get it, but you don't have to be that arrogant about it. And the problem was also their philosophy in the past was that third party should go to them rather than the other way around. That's always been their deal because that's all they knew since the NES and the Super Nintendo. It was only when PlayStation with Sony decided to step in that the battlefield changed. But before that, people had to go to Nintendo because people were buying Nintendo product and they had no choice. But when Sony stepped in, it was basically a different story. So there you have it. Excuse me. So again, for your next console, Nintendo, just keep it simple, but make it advanced, make it friendly to use, no gimmick, and add some system/achievement system base. Call it accomplishment. So that's it. Alright, so those are my thoughts on Project NX and DNA. The next one I'm going to be talking about is my thoughts on the PS4's latest update 2.41, I think 2.45. Well, codename Yukimura. And why am I going to talk about it? Because I want to give my thoughts, not just the update itself, but also sometimes decisions they make that kind of go to the left field. And one of them you guys probably know if you have a PlayStation Vita is the PlayStation Vita downloadable, well, digital version of their games. So stay tuned for that one.